help us understand who Donald Trump is as a man.
I am the chosen one.
If you could be appointed president and didn't have to run, would you like to be president?
Well, wouldn't that be an interesting concept? I mean, wouldn't that be nice?
When somebody's the president of the United States, the authority is total.
Has any governor agreed that you have the authority to decide when their state
I haven't asked
special?
anybody because I don't. You know why? Because I don't have to.
I need to know that you will make us feel safe and you will make us feel proud.
What do you say the Americans were scared, though? I guess nearly 200 dead, 14,000 who are sick, millions, as you witnessed, who are scared right now. What do you say to Americans who are watching you right now who are scared?
I said, I don't care how sick you are. I don't care if you just came back from the doctor and he gave you the worst possible prognosis, meaning it's over. You won't be around in 2 weeks. Doesn't matter. Hang out till November 8th. Get out and vote.
Coronavirus milestone, 150,000 dead in just 6 months, with a brand new projection today from the Association of American Medical Colleges that hundreds of thousands more Americans could die if the current trend is not stopped.
Do you take responsibility for that?
No, I don't take responsibility at all. But
Hold on, you can't blame George Bush for that.
He was president, okay? Don't blame him or don't blame him, but he was president. The World Trade Center came down during his reign.
I'm Donald Trump, and I approve this message.
We will follow 2 simple rules. Buy American and hire American.
Made in America Week, an effort to highlight President Trump's goal of boosting U.S. manufacturing and job creation. However, it has again sparked questions over Mr. Trump and his family's businesses, particularly where their products are manufactured.
Beautiful.
Where are the shirts made? Bangladesh.
What is good? We employ people in Bangladesh.
Ties? Where are the ties
They
made?
have to work
These are
too.
beautiful ties.
They are great ties.
The ties are made in where? China? Ties are made in China.
Doesn't apply to you.
No.
To celebrate American manufacturing and to showcase the amazing products from all 50 states made in the USA.
I'm Donald Trump, and I approve this message.
Let's talk about your values. What are your values?
Well, I think I'm a great father. If you have the money, having children is great. I love babies. Actually, I was only kidding. You can get the baby out of here. I'm not going to be doing the diapers. I'm not going to be making the food. I may never even see the kids.
There are a lot of women out there that, demand that the husband act like the wife.
Yeah.
And, there are a lot of husbands that listen to that. So, go for it. And by the way, if I had a different type of wife, I probably wouldn't have a baby.
That's how the First Lady got involved. She's got a son together that is a beautiful young man, and she feels very, very strongly about it.
One of my kids said, Dad, let's go out to Central Park and have a catch. It's not my deal.
You yourself said that you saw your children maybe once a week. You're having a lot of difficulties with your 12-year-old son, Donnie. You haven't talked to him since May.
Don't trust anyone. Ever. And, he followed up 2 seconds later with, so do you trust me? I'd say, of course, you're my dad. He'd said, what did I just, he thought I was a total failure. He goes, my son's a loser, I guess. Because I couldn't even understand what he meant at the time. I mean, it's not something you tell a 4-year-old.
He trusts me, I believe. I really do. I mean, he said openly, and he said it to a couple of reporters, that he trusts me and I trust him.
I'm very proud of my children. I mean, I'm just looking at them right now as an example of your show. But I'm very proud because Don and Eric and Ivanka and, to a lesser extent, Tiffany.
I'm Donald Trump, and I approve this message.
If Ivanka were my daughter, perhaps I'd be dating her.
Yeah, she's really something, and what a beauty, that one. If I weren't happily married, and, her father.
My daughter, Ivanka.
Yeah.
She's 6 feet tall. She's got the best body.
What's the favorite thing you have in common with your father? Either real estate or golf.
Donald, with your daughter?
Well, I was going to say sex.
Donald, what does Tiffany have of yours and what does Tiffany have of Marla's?
Well, I think that she's got a lot of Marla. She's a really beautiful baby, and she's got Marla's legs. We don't know whether or not she's got this part.
I'm Donald Trump, and I approve this message.
In the current issue of Vanity Fair, the author Marie Brenner says that you read from Hitler's collected speeches, My New Order, and that these are speeches that you seem to admire. What's your reaction?
You have to have the right genes. I have a certain gene. I'm a gene believer.
Do we believe in the gene thing? I mean, I do. I have great genes and all that stuff, which I'm a believer.
Some people cannot genetically handle oppression. I always said winning is somewhat maybe innate.
Nobody that's done so much for equality as I have.
Maybe it's just something you have. You know, you have the winning gene.
Frankly, it'd be wonderful if you could develop it, but I'm not so sure you can. I am the least racist person that you have ever met. I am the least racist person.
Are you bigoted in any way?
Look at my African American over here. Look at him.
We hold these truths to be self-evident that all men are created equal.
All men are created equal.
That's not true.
I am the chosen one.
I could stand in the middle of Fifth Avenue and shoot somebody, and I wouldn't lose any voters, okay?
I came here to speak on behalf of Donald Trump. America was built by and for the white Christian people.
Flyers for the infamous hate group Ku Klux Klan have been popping up in yards and in driveways.
Even if you don't know about their endorsement, there are these groups and individuals endorsing you. Would you just say, unequivocally, you condemn them and you don't want their support?
Well, I have to look at the group.
I will be Donald Trump's most loyal advocate to make sure his nominees go to the Supreme Court.
Racist groups of the past have gotten new life, like it or not, from Trump.
Some of the things that he's saying are issues that we've been tackling for years.
Why these hateful symbols in this town?
I don't think they're hateful. I think it's an ideology that has been completely misinterpreted since the Third Reich. Rural America spoke up when they elected Trump. Rural America.
And by rural America, he means white America.
We're staring down the barrel of a gun here in white America.
Hail Trump! Hail our people! Hail victory!
I'm Donald Trump, and I approve this message.
The former Miss Vermont Teen USA, who told BuzzFeed that Trump caused a panic in the dressing room when he barged in unannounced as the young women, some of whom were as young as 15 years old, were getting dressed.
I'll tell you the funniest is that I'll go backstage before a show.
Yes.
And everyone's getting dressed and ready and everything else. And, you know, no men are anywhere. And I'm allowed to go in because I'm the owner of the pageant, and therefore I'm inspecting it. You know, I'm inspecting. Right, I want to make sure that
like
everything is good.
You're there.
Yeah, the dress. Is everyone okay? You know, they're standing there with no clothes. Is everybody okay?
Donald Trump is heard making questionable comments about a young girl. Let's listen to that.
Thursday night. You're going up the escalator? I'm going to be dating her in 10 years. Can you believe it? I hope the general public understands how inherently dishonest the press in this country is.
As a member of the press, let me try to clear up some of the things which you say are untrue. You write in your book, my bankers and I worked out a terrific deal that allows me to come out stronger than ever. I see the deal as a great victory, and eventually the rest of the world will too. Being on the verge of bankruptcy, being bailed out by the banks, skating on thin ice and almost drowning, that's a businessman to be admired?
You say on the verge of bankruptcy, Barbara, and you talk on the verge, and you listen to what people are saying.
I talk to your bankers.
Well, that's fine. And what do they say? I mean, you know, depending on which banker you're talking to, what do they...
You have a little more debt than most people. You're something like $3 billion in debt.
Nobody knows more about debt than I do.
Okay? You have debts to pay back.
Right.
You have huge loans to pay.
Nobody knows the game better than I do. I had owed billions and billions of dollars. $975 million or so was personally guaranteed. And that's a pretty deep hole. And when you're that deep in debt, you're mired in debt, and you're that deep in debt, I mean, that's a pretty rough situation. I've made a fortune by using debt. And if things don't work out, I renegotiate the debt. I mean, that's a smart thing, not a stupid thing. And I made a
How do you
fortune.
renegotiate the debt?
Because you go back and you say, hey, guess what? The economy just crashed. I'm going to give you back half. I'm going to give you back half. I'm going to give you back half.
I'm Donald Trump, and I approve this message.
Do you believe in fidelity in marriage?
Yes, absolutely, I do.
I respect women more than I respect men. I moved on her like a bitch. I couldn't get there, and she was married. I am a very nice person. And I'm a very good Christian.
There's nobody more conservative than me. There is nobody that respects women more than I do.
How do I go about creating the capital that I need to start my business when all I have is my knowledge and my dream?
Meet a wealthy guy.
I'd rate myself less than a great husband.
Disparaging remarks about women. Does this bother you?
It doesn't bother me. He treats everybody the same.
There's not a lot of disagreement because ultimately Ivana does exactly as I tell her to do.
See, wait a minute. You're a chauvinist.
I don't want to sound too much like a chauvinist, but when I come home and dinner's not ready, I go through the roof.
Nobody loves the Bible more than I do.
Have you ever asked God for forgiveness? I'm not sure I have.
I'm Donald Trump, and I approve this message.
Explain to me how I can look at my daughters and have them look up to a President Trump as a role model.